Obviously, we are in the Superdome in New Orleans, the biggest dome there is. In fact, all the domes in this country could fit in here together all at once. That's exaggeration for the sake of effect, but you get the idea. Only the biggest can handle the monster trucks. What do we have tonight? We got lots of beads. Come to New Orleans, you wear beads. You wear a long shirt, you have beads. That's why I'm wearing this. New Orleans. Now tell me something. What do you want? When you want a nice mix of monster trucks, we got that. We also got, well, we got Pro Stadium trucks, awfully spicy, but they're so fast, they're Cajun hot. Hogwood, Douglas, while you guys begin the show and have a good one, I'm going to go finish my crawfish etouffee. I love saying that.
Hey, Dan, we love hearing you say that. The food is great down here in New Orleans. We're at the Superdome tonight, ready for some super monster truck action. This crowd is fired up. There's going to be some great racing here tonight. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Hogwood. Welcome to Motor Madness Monster Jam along with Scott Douglas. Scott, this is going to be some show here tonight.
It's going to be outstanding in the Superdome, a great place for motorsports, and an awesome field here, really an all-star lineup. And we're going to run them down, take a look at the monsters we'll be taking a look at tonight. And we start off with Barefoot, having a great season as always. Monster Patrol, Paul Schaefer's in the house. Then we get a couple of looks at the cats tonight. The Prowler will be here, and kind of his teammate, his companion, the big black cat known as the Predator. Also in the house tonight, we'll get a good look at Jack Coburn and Cyborg trying to keep up with the big boys.
Hey, busting loose tonight. He's going to make some moves on the field. And you know what? Gunslinger is having a great season. See what he can do here in New Orleans tonight. Samson is strong everywhere he goes. I'm sure he'll be running. And hey, the Grave Digger. The crowd loves the Digger here in New Orleans. Well, Scott, let's talk about our monster trucks and where we stand now in the point standings.
Certainly, Grave Digger has been the story, even though he struggled of late. Gunslinger, as you can see, has been the hot hand and now has moved up into the 4th place spot. In that second 5, a lot of guys who could make a move. Bulldozer, Carolina Crusher, Captain America, all top quality trucks.
And we're going to see them all run here tonight in the Superdome in New Orleans. It's going to be a great show. We've got first round action coming up, so stay with us. We'll be back in New Orleans in just a moment. Back on Monster Jam, Mike Hogwood and Scott Douglas. Scott, you remember last week we were looking for the flag. It is somewhere in these monster trucks. I have no idea where.
They say it still exists, and the word is that Gary Porter's the guy who might actually have the latest idea on where it is.
Really? Well, let's check in and see if Gary Porter knows about the flag.
Well, Dennis always says he has that flag. I think I have the flag myself. You know, the flag started back in about 1988 or 89, I think, you know, with a tough tracks, you know, series, point series. And, you know, me and him always kept the flag between us, you know, a lot of times back then. And, you know, I still have that flag at home. Dennis might say he has it, but he doesn't. He don't know where that flag's at.
Okay, now we have the story. Hey, coming up tonight, I think Barefoot, Todd Frolic, is ready to do it here in New Orleans. Watch out for Barefoot tonight in our field. Who's the underdog? Well, I think it's Samson. A lot of muscle under that hood. Dan Patrick knows what he's doing. He's been a veteran of this sport. He is ready to roll here tonight in New Orleans.
With another U-turn course in New Orleans, I've got to like the shot here on our full-on field of favorites that the Monster Patrol's got tonight. The big bad machine out of Indiana with Paul Schaefer behind the wheels, as good as anybody and is consistent. But this guy is always the wild card. Dennis Anderson and the Grave Digger, he's one of these guys. He's going to take it all that he can give it, and he very well may be the winner at the end of the night.
Well, there you see Barefoot, Todd Frolic behind the wheel, and this is what we call a bye run. Todd Frolic, all he has to do basically, Scott, is just make the course.
Well, he's got to make sure he doesn't go out of bounds or do anything illegal to get disqualified, but it does create an exceptional advantage for Todd to get a feel for the course before he has to actually race.
And Todd is off now in Barefoot, and we get a chance to see the course as he goes up in the air. He's not holding back. The turn, again, we have this U course here, and that turn is tough as they turn and then go, wow, up over those set of cars. He gets this crowd on its feet a little bit here.
You had Barefoot pegged right off the bat as one of the favorites, and you can see why right there. Just awesome power. We've talked about it here on Motor Madness. That Keith Black Hemi engine is just so powerful, and this guy is not afraid to use what he's got. Todd Frolick in Barefoot.
Oh, and look at it again, and Todd Frolick now getting prepared to go the second round, getting a little air here, and this is going to be fun to watch as these guys take this course, and indeed you see him negotiating those turns and really get up. Let's go down now to Dan Moriarty.
Todd, that was one heck of a first-round race.
Yeah, it was pretty easy buy run. I haven't been doing too good these last couple of weeks. I think the guys were feeling sorry. They all voted to give me the buy run. Make me feel good getting into the second round, you know, get some points up, and ramps are really nice out there, man. We're catching some good air. It's going to be a good show.
Did you have a choice of which ramps you had to go over, either lane 1 or lane 2?
Yeah, actually, I took the bad set first, figuring if I run up against Digger or something and flip a coin and I lose it, I'll have some practice over there. So them guys, I'm ahead of them already. I practiced in the bad lane.
So you're in the second round for the first time in a little while.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been winning before, and all of a sudden you're on a cold streak, so the guys are really being nice to you.
Yeah, they're being nice to me. Houston was good to me, and ever since then it's been bad. So maybe we're on a comeback, huh?
Todd Frolick seems to be ready to go tonight. So do a lot of these other guys, too. We'll have more monster truck action coming up here on TNN's Motor Madness Monster Jam. Monster Jam coming to you tonight from the Superdome in New Orleans. First round, and we got a good matchup here, Scott.
And, of course, an important matchup. You know, tonight's Monster Truck's competing for a portion of the $100,000 Pace Motorsports Monster Jam point fund. That means these early rounds just as important sometimes as the late rounds. Paul Schaefer knows that in the Monster Patrol. He's got that unique wing design Monster Truck ready to go against one of the hottest new trucks on the circuit, especially in the way it looks. Dave Pizzo has got that 98 Cat, what he calls it, in terms of body style, and you can see it's awesome looking. The Prowler's ready to roll.
Did you see the eyes on the Prowler? Boy, looks like he's ready to prowl. But I want to tell you something. The Monster Patrol is having a pretty good season and has to be the favorite in this tonight. And one of the favorites to win it all here in New Orleans.
No question about it. You know, Dave knows he's squaring off against Paul Schaefer, one of the real veterans, former world mud racing champion, and for the last several years, one of the premier monster truck competitors as they're underway.
And again, this turn is awfully critical here on this U course, and Monster Patrol makes it. Prowler does a good job. Wow, look at the air! A Monster Patrol and Monster Patrol up in the air and on to win here in this first round.
You heard Todd Frolick talking a few moments ago with Dan down in the pits about the air, the way these ramps are built, and we are going to see some exciting flying tonight from these guys.
That was awesome. It really was. What a job by Monster Patrol.
Taking a look at Paul Schaefer now as he's coming right at you, and you can see that absolutely straight, gets into the turn beautifully and swings it out. It was just really a picture-perfect run, but watch the air.
That was incredible. Hey, let's go back down to Dan.
Paul Schaefer, nice first round.
Yeah, I made it through the first round. I had the guys at the Royal Buick help me out. They tuned my truck up a little bit this week, and it's running good.
What do you think about the track? Because it's awfully play-doughy in that corner, that hairpin turn.
I'm going to tell you what, it's going to take a driver. If you go a little bit too hard, you're going to be laying on your lid. It's a tough track. It's got some steep ramps, and it takes all driver, a little horsepower.
Well, you heard the key is the driver. Well, here are two more pretty good ones, Predator and Cyborg, going head-to-head. Let's learn more about the Predator. Alan Pizzo behind the wheel of that great-looking machine.
Alan Pizzo is like the famed lion tamer in the circus, putting his own big cat through its paces for the fans. And to Alan, like the circus performer, the fans are the driving force behind his performance.
For all the hard work that goes into these trucks, you come to the races and see all the smiling faces on these kids, man, that's all what it's all about.
Put your hands together for Predator!
Kids from all ages, from 3 to 80, you know, it just depends on who all comes.
Alan loves to put on a show for the fans, but nevertheless, he is a true competitor and always looks for the win. And it seems like his Predator Monster 4x4 is perpetually ready to pounce.
Getting ready to gnaw the count.